John, let's talk about the women.
All right.
Chris was too busy adhering to his athletes.
Chris isn't interested in women, huh?
No, he's interested in women. He's just not the women bodybuilders. Andrea Shaw defends her title. She's a 4-time Miss Olympia now.
Yeah.
Knocking off Andrea Yeo. And, I thought it was really close, actually, closer than I expected to see.
I did too. Andrea's got that great structure, but yeah, it was very close. So when they were standing up there together before they made the announcement, you could really see very tight.
You could certainly make a case that Andrea Yeo, in my mind, I could have made a case for her winning, but I'm going to tell you this, and it's just very controversial, so I'm stipulating right. Have you ever seen a Miss or Mr. Olympia with a wacky hairdo?
No.
I believe that she's that hair, and I love her. I think it looks cool and everything like that, but they don't like. It's a very conservative judging panel, and I think when you start doing the shaving the side of the head and having your hair up in the air, I think it can kind of turn them off a little bit.
Yeah. And we saw a couple girls with a lot of tattoos in some of the divisions.
Tattoos you can't do anything about, but
but
the hairdo, I think if you want to be Miss Olympia or Mr. Olympia, you can't do crazy stuff.
Yeah, and Andrea is a great spokesman. I mean, she's awesome.
Andrea Shaw, yeah.
I'm sorry, Andrea.
I bought her. She's such a good spokesman. I bought her little. She's selling this black rice treat for cereal. Oh, you bought one too, Susie? Susie bought one too.
But she gave the speech to her mom. I mean,
I know.
And she's got that winning smile. She's got the great magnetic personality. So
Right. But I thought it was close.
Yeah.
My advice: better haircut next time. All right, let's talk about Sydney Gillen, who's a 7-time figure Olympia champ, the most dominant in the division.
Yeah.
I mean, this girl just can't be beat. And a lot of people said to me, well, she didn't look like she was as hard or as big this year. That's because they changed the criteria for figure. They don't want the girls as big, and they don't want them as hard. And I think that's a good thing because they were starting to look like the women's physique competitors.
Yeah, I could tell they changed the criteria in a lot of the divisions. Jessica Reyes-Padilla.
She's more on the hard side.
Yeah, definitely. And that was the best she ever looked as far as that goes. As far as
she just won the Masters Olympia, too.
Yeah, amazing. So she's really made some great progress. I actually thought Jessica was going to beat her, but like you explained to me, they did change the criteria, so that's why.
Because I think that Sydney could have come in bigger.
Yeah.
I've seen her bigger, and she could have come in harder for sure.
Yeah.
But I think she adhered to what they wanted the new standard to be, and that's a good thing.
I agree.
There has to be a separation between these divisions.
Yeah, because figure was getting really out of hand. Right. They were getting really big.
Now, my favorite moment of the night, which actually brought tears to my eye, was not when Keon Pearson won. It was when Oksana Grishina came back in fitness and won her 5th Miss Olympia.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years it's been that she's been away.
Yeah.
And because she retired. Then she came back, and
she was placing low because of the physique.
Yeah, and then she missed last year because she had an injury.
Yeah.
Oksana Grishina got my heart because she came back. She won her 5th Miss Olympia. She was shocked that she won. I don't know why she was shocked she won, but that just goes to show you that's a champion.
Yeah.
How many people, aside from Linda Murray, can come back after a layoff and win, not just place.
Yeah.
Lavroni couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Flex Wheeler couldn't do it. Okay. But Oksana Grishina did.
Yeah, and she's always had one of the best routines. I mean, people that are new to the sport don't realize how great she is in these routines. Remember those Arnold routines she was doing before in the Olympia? And she's one of the most genuine, authentic persons in this industry. She really is. I've interviewed her before. Yeah, she's such a down-to-earth, great person. So I was so happy to see that.
She helps other girls with their routines, even though they're competing against her. Yeah. She just loves the sport. And you know what? It couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Congratulations.
You got it.
What do you think about the wellness division? Franciel Matos?
Yeah, and that was a close decision, one point decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other girl looked really good. I mean, it's hard to judge these girls. I mean,
hey, we got finally some repeat champions in the wellness division, so that was really good and interesting. But I got to tell you, I like the women bodybuilding, and I like women's physique, which is essentially women's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And I was very happy to see that Sarah Villegas re-established herself, got back the Olympia crown. I love Natalia Coelho. I think she's an awesome competitor. Yeah. She's always in phenomenal shape. But I like Sarah's structure. I think she's wider. She's got a Corey Everson look to her. Yeah. I think that's the look of that division, bar none.
And you can tell they changed the division, the criteria on that too, because and Sarah really accentuated that. If you notice in her posing routine, she was doing a lot of the poses like the Corey Everson pose, And so she was accentuating her structure, I don't know if you noticed, the girl that posed before her had the same music.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
I don't know if that threw her off or not, but.
But you know what? The interesting thing is that everyone's like, well, Natalia was so much harder, and I said, well, first of all, she wasn't that much harder than her. I said, but I feel that Natalia's flaw in her physique is she's a little narrow-shouldered. She's a little pinched.
Yeah.
But she's got these huge monster delts to kind of compensate, and Sarah is just genetically wider.
Yeah. Natalia's more heavily muscled, for sure. Like in her back.
She can almost do women's bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Whereas, if you compare classic men's physique, also, I'm thinking Chris Bumstead, he's also got that wide physique, and it's very hard to beat that structure.
So I think that's a good move, too, with the changing the criteria on that, too, because I think that's a better move for women's physique. Otherwise, we're going to have women's bodybuilding part
2.0.
Yeah, 2.0,
So, I like the distinction. I like the fact that Sarah I think that was a good judging decision. I know some people in the crowd, because Natalia's such a likable person, they were like, oh, she should have won. I said, no, they did the right thing. Sarah absolutely deserved to win. And I know they have some kind of a rivalry going, and at some point I'll get them on the TV show to find out what's going on, but I know that they don't like each other that much.
There's a couple good rivalries in these women's divisions.
Yeah.
I think Jessica and Sydney, they have a little bit of rivalry.
It's incredible to see how conditioned the women were.
Yeah.
And then you look at the men, and it's like, we couldn't get one guy in good shape.
Right. But doesn't that normally happen, Dave? I mean, usually we pick out 6 guys and 3 are in good shape, Yeah.
It does.
But
anyway.
It could be the time thing, too.
That's true. Please, I implore you guys, let the men go first. All right. Well, great night here. I want to thank you, John, for joining us and hanging out all weekend. Tomorrow night.
Good to see you here again, Dave.
Yeah. It's back. Good to be back. Tomorrow night, obviously, we're going to be wrapping up the men's open and the bikini division, and who else goes? And classic physique tomorrow. So stay tuned also to tomorrow night's live stream. They'll be starting, I think, when the show starts tomorrow. So Kamale, Lee Priest, Dennis Wolf, Amin, and Armand, they'll all be on critiquing the show if you're at home and you want to listen to them. And then, of course, we'll be doing the official wrap-up with Jay Cutler tomorrow night. You're not going to want to miss that. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo with John Hansen, Chris Aceto, who I kicked out. We'll see you tomorrow night.